What's up, everybody? Welcome back to FNG Academy. I just had a quick announcement. I'm proud to say that we've been helping people get selected for 3 years now. I've been getting a lot of messages about people thanking us and saying that they just graduated from selection and they got selected. People graduating the Q course. One of my buddies just sent me a video from the Charlie committee. He asked, if you guys have ever heard of the FNG Academy, raise your hands. And all their hands went up, and it just filled me with pride. So part of the way that we do that is making sure that you guys are physically fit and ready for selection. And the way we've been doing that for the past couple of years is by sending you to a Green Beret we know and trust, Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. So if you want to get selected, you need to be in the best shape possible, and you need a programmer who knows what they're talking about. So go check out Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. Use code word BUCK to get a discount. Tell him we sent you and hook you up. Congrats to everyone who's been getting selected lately, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
I'm start sweating. I'll get pit stains in a second. My purple shirt. My purple shirt.
Every episode you got something purple. Is that? Are you trying to?
Purple's a royal color.
Why do you say that? What does that mean?
It's the color of royalty.
Says who?
Royal people.
Which are? Do you have an example of a royal person?
Yeah, kings, queens.
Which one?
Elizabeth. All right, so the story was that back in the day, the different pigments were exotic, right? So the purple, or the pigments to make purple, were kind of the most exotic and the most expensive, so therefore only people of high status had them. So that's why royalty would wear purple clothes and things like that.
Oh.
He's going to hit them all in this episode, huh?
Everyone's getting offended in this episode. Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. No one's safe. All right, guys, so welcome to this episode. We're doing John Wick 4, the last one.
Maybe.
No, the last one.
Maybe.
He's dead.
Is he?
Yeah, they buried him.
Did we see it? I don't trust any of this.
Oh, that'd be so
I've
annoying.
seen this guy take like a 10-story nosedive out of a building and survive. I don't believe he's dead.
Yeah, he could fall off a skyscraper and survive, dude. And then before he hits the ground out of falling out of that skyscraper, he can get hit by a car and then bounce off and land on a knife and then get shot in the face.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm thinking I'm back. It's
Ow.
but in all seriousness, I think this is by far the best John Wick to date.
This was, yeah, it was really good. It's like
It's
they threw
so
everything
good,
at this
dude.
one.
They spared no expense. They didn't try to create any like build up any characters or anything. It was just action nonstop from beginning to end.
Yeah, it was.
They threw new characters in there, obviously, like a lot of them, super comic booky, like really cool, outlandish characters,
Mm-hmm.
like the blind Asian swordsman. I think is cooler than John Wick, to
Yeah.
be honest. I think he actually like one-ups John Wick in badassery.
The only thing is I cannot get Leslie Chow out of my head
Yeah,
from The
me
Hangover when I look at this guy.
But that kind of makes him cooler, though.
Yeah, it does.
Because it gives him this more of a comic book vibe.
Yeah, I definitely got like a Tarantino vibe from some of the characters
Yeah.
and some of the shots.
That
are
big
in this
fat
movie.
guy with the gold teeth
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so bad. He was like sweating all the time. Anyway, so we're going to get into all of that. I just want to throw a theory out there that John Wick, this is Kurt's theory, I think it's super plausible. So if you guys listen to the way John Wick talks, it's so different and it's odd, right? And you think, wow, is John Wick like a really bad actor? He can't say 2 words? Like, no, he has to be doing it on purpose. We know he's doing it on purpose because we've seen him in other movies where he talks pretty damn fluent and fine.
Right, yeah.
So it's Kurt's theory, and I think that for me personally, it fixed the movie for me, is that John Wick's character is on the spectrum, and that's not to be disrespectful in any way. It just makes so much sense because my ex-brother-in-law was autistic, and he was a computer genius.
Mm-hmm.
Computer genius, like insane. And the autism affected his social capabilities. So like he had trouble reading people's facial expressions and things like that. So it's very mild. For him, it was very mild, and but the attention to detail, and when he hyper-focused on something, he got extremely good at it, which for his case was computers. So if John Wick's character is autistic, first of all, that should be celebrated because that's really cool. It's just like cool character.
Yeah.
And it just shows that like it would be a cool representation for autistic people to be like, hey, you have one of the coolest action heroes
Right.
in all of history. You know, so that's pretty bad. But it also explains why John Wick talks the way he does, but also how he's so talented.
Yeah.
And because he hyper focuses on the mission. And then Abel brought it up that it continues to make sense because there's a plot hole in this movie. And that's John Wick continues to fight and fight and fight and fight. People are dying on his behalf to save him by what seems like hundreds.
Right, yeah.
And only so he could die at the end, essentially doing nothing, saving no one, not bringing down any regimes. He essentially dies at the end for nothing.
Yeah, he gets the Continental rebuilt, and that's about it.
Right. So if he is on the spectrum, then it helps to explain why he's so hyper-focused on only the next mission, and it's not about the overall big picture. It's about, I have to get this done, and this is my mission now, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
It just makes sense.
It kind of like wraps it all up.
Yeah, and I love it. I think
it.
it's really cool. So. Yo, come on.
Like the whole samurai lineage and all that.
But come on, you're about to like go ham. It's about to be like the final phase. You built in a weapons closet in your refrigerators, and you put bows and arrows in there. You didn't even put compound bows. You put recurve.
Longbow.
Longbow. You put that shit's gonna go like 15 yards.
Look, guns are illegal over there.
Do you think they care? Come
Just
on,
imagine
man.
being like, oh yeah, I got us, we're good. I got an arms room. It's like, cool. And it's like, about to go down, go to the arms room, and you open it, and you're like, what the is this?
Like, hey, all these bows are cool and but where are your guns? Oh,
like,
we don't have any.
Like, oh, here's your throwing star. Oh, great.
Yo, this is a liberal's wet dream. Like, oh, thank goodness no one's gonna get shot today. Archery's a real skill. Let's go to combat with archery.
I was expecting a lot more when those doors opened up.
Dude, they opened it up to like 3 bows. Like, that's all you could fit because it's a gun closet. It's a gun cabinet. It's not supposed to have bows and arrows in it. And if you're gonna hand me a bow, at least give me a compound bow so I could put it through somebody. And apparently everyone in this movie's bulletproof. So I don't know what you're doing, bows and arrows.
I don't get it.
It's
his brand.
He had a ninja star.
He did have a ninja star.
Your suit, everyone in this show's suit or movie, their suit could stop all weapon systems, like all ammunition. And you brought a ninja star.
I like how in that whole like arms room area, there was like one peg sticking out with one ninja star on it. Not even a stack of like 10. It's like, here's the one ninja star.
You're like,
better make it count.
Like, I wanted that one, bro.
Yeah.
So, hey man, you took my ninja star. Like, could you imagine John Wick just put ba 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 ba, puts down like 30 people, and all of a sudden a ninja star goes. Shoo, 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 Why would you do that?
That's the exact cadence too.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That was sick.
I like that, yeah.
All right, so I'm pretty decent at jiu-jitsu. We train takedowns quite a bit. Single legs is a big deal. You get a single leg, transition to the back. You could do some takedowns from the back. You could do a double leg takedown. He gets a single leg at one point and then kicks it away from him. He's like, nah, never mind. And then goes for a different takedown. I just thought the takedowns were kind of funny because then he's always like rolling into these takedown. Well, I'm sure it's a legitimate takedown, but just one that nobody's gonna use.
They're just going for like the flair and the flashy.
It's the flashy stuff.
Like, it's like, you know, everybody thinks the combat roll is so sexy, and that's basically what they're doing, just like the sexy flamboyant takedowns.
Yeah, super sexy stuff. But it's like, if you're gonna do a takedown, the last thing you want to do is have 2 people standing, and then you just roll on the ground, hoping to God that you're gonna catch the leg, and then do the sweep, and then be on the ground.
Right.
You're in a gunfight with multiple combatants, I do not want to go to the ground.
Right, yeah.
So if it's going to be a takedown, it could be a hip throw. It could be all kinds of stuff that avoids me going to the ground with you. So I just thought that was kind of funny. It's like, I'm not very good at jiu-jitsu or, judo throws or anything like that, but I'm good enough to know that I wouldn't try that.
Hey, it looks cool.
It's like, it looks bad, but come on, man.
Hope it works for you.
This part gets me. All right, I love this scene. This is so stupid, but I love this character. He's so cool. I legitimately think that he one-ups John Wick.
Yeah.
I think he's cooler than John Wick.
The gangster Leslie Chow, but it's almost like
Gangster Leslie Chow with a sword.
I almost feel like he chooses when to be blind.
Exactly.
Like you see him going, like rubbing his hand down, and then the other one he like touches it. He's like, oh yes, it's hot. But then there's other times where it'll be like somebody
he shoots everyone.
Yeah, somebody
kills
comes out of
everyone.
nowhere completely silently, and he's just like pow 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 pow.
Or the time he stabs John in the hand.
Yeah, just like
how did you know where his hand was? But the funny thing for me with this scene is he's putting sensors up so he can identify when the bad guys are coming in. Like, I have trouble in shorts carrying one iPhone. This dude just pulls 15 iPhones out of his pocket and starts sticking them to the walls.
But he clearly, this part of his everyday carry.
Yeah.
He's just like sensor.
And the funny thing is, he never once uses these sensors again in the rest of the movie.
Maybe this is his last one.
When the stakes get exponentially higher and higher and higher for him, he never again uses even one of those sensors. So if this is going to be your SOP, so your standard operating procedure as a fighter that's blind in order to combat your blindness, you think that you would have to use that regularly. Like, I'm not going to go into a gunfight and use a pistol one time and then never see that pistol again.
True.
I'm always going to have my equipment. And clearly, he has equipment as sensors, and he was just like, no, I don't need those. I just need that one time. I just would need it with those 5 guys,
like,
not these 10 guys. These 10 guys, I'm fine.
Maybe they're very purpose-built sensors. It's like, I'm going to buy these in case I ever get in a gunfight in the kitchen.
Or maybe
After that,
maybe he is the one that invented those sensors, and he was just trying to, like, test them out.
Proof of concept?
Proof of concept to see if they're going to work for other blind assassins.
He's like, yes, these work.
Shot him in the throat twice. Did you really need to cut his throat?
just to make sure. And then shoot him again. That guy's dead. Of everybody, he's dead.
All right, so this movie's funny because the introduction of the whole bulletproof suit thing that everyone happens to be wearing all times essentially renders up firearms useless in this movie.
Yeah, for the most part.
So essentially the way they made it is that firearms are only a distraction to get close enough to start using knives.
Yeah, but you kind of got to suspend reality, right? Because it's such a thin fabric. If you get hit with a bullet, it hurt. Even if it doesn't penetrate,
it's going to break
bones. It's going to break bones.
Yeah.
It's going to put you down. Like, you're not just going to be like, and keep coming.
And then half the movie, he's just doing this number.
Yeah.
He's like a hamburglar. He's like, can't see me.
Apparently it goes straight through.
Yeah,
and then the
exactly.
knife just, easily penetrates, which kind of makes sense because I'm pretty sure Kevlar will stop a bullet, but as soon as you get that sharp edge, it'll punch right through.
I can see that.
So that makes sense that the knives work. So this movie really made knives more powerful than guns. I'm telling you, a gun in this movie is just a way to close the distance so you can start stabbing the shit out of them.
Maybe that's why the other people got swords and arrows.
Yeah, it's because bullets don't work.
Maybe.
We're idiots.
Gosh.
We just
So
figured out
stupid.
our own critiques. Stupids.
Like, just pretend it's a podcast, man. You just disagree with us.
God.
No. Okay, shut it.
This is the sound.
The
sound.
Pause it. Are you positive? Ow, why is he still doing it?
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
That's disgusting.
I feel like Peter Griffin. He's like,
You got Will.i.am over here. Now
Oh.
his fingers just split extra wide.
Ugh. I hate that scene.
Yeah.
I hate that scene so much. I feel like this is what Chris Pratt's character was trying to do in Terminal List when he like cut out his guts and stapled them to the wall and told him to walk away. Like all that gore was attempting to get you to feel like, oh, he got him.
Yeah.
And instead it was stabbing someone through the hand and asking him to pull it out to prove himself.
Like I felt this.
Yes.
That Terminal List scene was just like, that's nasty.
That's nasty.
But this one right here is just like, bleh.
Yeah, this is
And
this
then how
hurts.
the sounds like when it's coming out. I guess it's kind of like
Keep your money.
the stories you hear about like the Yakuza or whatever. You got to cut off a finger to prove that you're
Yeah,
like
John
loyal.
had to cut off his finger.
Yeah, that's
It's a little much for me, yeah.
a bit much. I remember talking to somebody. I was like, what if at the end of the Q course, before you got your beret, you had to chop off a finger?
I'm out.
I mean, like, I came a long way.
Yeah, it's been fun, boys.
I think I'll go home now.
Do you need anything from me? Do you want a hat? Like, what do you need from me? I'm out. Do you need me to sign anything? I'm going home. It's been real.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my fingers.
It's been a fun journey. I had this one guy tell me, he's like, oh, in SEER school, they used to break bones and pull teeth.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's a myth. They never did that.
I don't think they did, no.
Yeah, and he was like, you're calling my grandpa a liar? And I was like, well, if your grandpa said that, then yep.
At least he's misremembering.
Yeah,
At the very
yeah,
least.
He may just be confused, my friend. Because think about that. Why would you do that to a soldier? The Army would never like pull teeth or break bones of people that are trying to get into elite
They're going to
units.
damage you.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's break our toys and then send them out to fight for us. This will be awesome. And then we had a guy in the Q course that said he was part of the Israeli army and that they pulled one of his teeth out.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
He's full of shit. Maybe he's telling the truth. I felt like he was full.
He had a lot of wild stories.
Yeah. I don't think any military is going to risk ripping people's teeth out.
It's outlandish.
It is.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's like if you were in charge, do you want to be pulling teeth
why
out
would
of
you
your
rip
men?
somebody's tooth out? Of all things.
Yeah.
Like, why don't rip their tooth out? Like, break a toe or something like that. Don't rip a tooth out.
Yeah, you could inflict so much pain without causing permanent damage or even something as severe as a break or removal of a tooth or something like that just by waterboarding. I could torture you all day long without showing any signs.
Well, it's not torturing. It's enhanced interrogation.
There we go. We could do enhanced interrogation techniques without breaking any bones. It's just outlandish to think, oh yeah, they ripped out my tooth. Like, no, they didn't.
I lost this when I was in Spec Ops. Navy SEAL Rangers back in Nam.
Yeah, okay. There was a book out there that I was reading, and I actually read it. Like, I wish I still had it because it was so outlandish. But this guy was saying he was a ranger in Vietnam, and he was ripping people's heads off. He said he grabbed this dude by the head, twisted it, and pulled his head off his body.
With his hands?
With his hands. And he goes, you'd be surprised how easy it is to pull someone's head off. I was like, does anyone believe this? Is he serious?
That's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the dude from Tropic Thunder.
Oh,
And he's like, it was all a lie. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of liars out there. So you guys, you got to be really careful about who you believe.
I know the sound it makes when it lies. I remember being at the range one time, and this guy's going around. It's like a total off-the-wall range in Tallahassee, and this guy is going around legitimately being like, oh, what you're doing wrong is blah, blah, blah. Some old fat guy. He's like, I was a Navy SEAL in Vietnam, and my brother looks at me, because I had already graduated from the Q course. And my brother looks at me, and I'm just like, just don't.
Yeah, it's not worth the fight.
Just let it go.
You think that like veterans may call people out for that? I don't want to deal with that drama.
Unless it's like something completely flagrant and like above the line, like you're trying to get free food or doing something hurtful or whatever. Otherwise, I'm just going to be like, you know what? Cool story, bro.
Yeah. Good luck with
Nice.
that. Oh, golly, bro. Yeah.
Yo, that bitch teleported.
John Wick dead? ×1.
Yes.
That one for sure, he's dead. And if he's not, he's got broken ribs, broken arm. Like, it launched his ass 10 feet.
He left his feet.
His shoes are still waiting to figure out where he went.
But you know what? The only thing I can say about this is that it's the only time that he got shot with something where he was like actually like showing that it hurt.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any way you can get launched 10 feet in the air and backwards and not be like, ow, at least, you know?
It's ridiculous. He launched, my dude. First of all, I'm pretty sure a shotgun isn't going to launch anyone out of their shoes. It's just going to break stuff and penetrate you, and it's going to be terrible. But I get it. He's like, he's bulletproof, so it's more pushing power, and it's not penetrating. It's like, yeah, all right, John Wick is superhuman. So we'll just let that one ride.
Yeah.
But he's dead now, so the rest of the movie is not real.
It's a dream.
116, go ahead.
But between old friends, it saddens me. Allow me to help. 9? We have a deal. Head. The Marquis. I don't mind if it's bullets, blades, or a blind man.
All right, pause. All right, I just thought this was a really cool attention to detail. I don't know if you guys noticed it. The blind guy has no sights.
I didn't notice that the first time we saw this.
Love it.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's an awesome deal. I'm glad you caught that because that's phenomenal.
Yeah. It's like,
why the does he need
you're
sights?
clearly building him a custom pistol because it's Gucci'd out. Why are you going to put sights on it?
I love that detail.
Yeah, me too. It's like everything when it comes to the firearms was so much attention to detail. Insane. We're going to rip on a firearm in this though. So just hold your pants.
My thought when I see this is, I don't know who helps this guy get dressed because he is always impeccably dressed. His hair is always perfect.
Oh, it looks
and yet
amazing.
he can't see any of it.
Yeah. I feel like you would get the feel for that though.
I don't know, man. What if you got a stain on your shirt and you don't know it?
Oh, so you'd have to have good friends, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
With friends like John Wick.
Could you imagine if you were blind and Abel was your only friend?
Oh, dude.
Or you just offended
He would give you a shirt with like a
black
giant...
person on earth right now. It's just like, you don't think we can dress ourselves properly? What do you think we would all walk around looking like, you asshole?
I mean, he is wearing black and white everything, so it's not like he's got to
So you
coordinate colors.
tie our tie and tell if it's fucked up.
That's funny.
Yaboo!
Damn!
Oh! Oh!
That's gotta be number 2.
All right, so that's the second time John Wick was killed in this movie.
If he's not dead, he's at least paralyzed. Like, there's no way he's getting up from that.
Yeah, he broke his back coming down on that beam that
He
was hanging out.
tacoed the wrong way.
Not to mention Jean-Claude Fat Dam drop kicking his off that balcony. Like, my guy, you weigh 300 pounds. You're not pulling a kick like that. There's no way you're that flexible.
He's so nimble.
He is the most flexible fat guy I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, respect to that guy, I guess.
Yeah, like there's no way he's pulling that kick off. That's a fat suit.
That's what I was wondering. Is it a fat suit?
It's
or
gotta be.
We gotta look up who the actor is.
The way he moves is like that weight doesn't exist.
Well, maybe. I mean, I've seen it before. Once.
Oh, yeah? What was her name?
It seems like our friend.
I saw it that time.
He could have slid into
It makes
that.
sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it went between the front wheels.
My only thing with that is like, why would you only have one gun though?
Because it's a pit viper. You can only afford one. It's such an expensive pistol.
Yeah, we looked it up. The Terran Tactical Pit Viper, which they're clearly just trying to make money off this movie. I don't blame them. You got to capitalize on opportunity. But that's a $7,000 gun. $7,000 from a Terran Tactical gun. And if you guys don't know Terran Tactical, it's not expensive guns. Well, it's overpriced guns. It's overpriced Glocks. Terran Tactical is completely overpriced. If you bought this John Wick Viper, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And you wasted an asinine amount of money.
There goes us ever being associated with anything.
Yeah, $7,000?
Well, I think they're able to charge that much because they always have the celebrities. Like they train John Wick and the people for this movie. Lewis Hamilton has trained there. Tons of different celebrities from different movies.
Yeah,
so.
if you can rip people off, that means you should. And that's clearly Terran Tactical's approach. Hey man, we got.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, because
people are clearly buying it. You can't buy it on their website. Shit's sold out. So apparently it works.
That's insane. You could buy right now. You can go buy a Staccato 2011. Those things are sick. And they tried to make this gun sound all Gucci in the movie. They're like, It's a Pit Viper, flared mag well for easier mag chains, built-in recoil control with the damn it,
compensator.
The built-in compensator for no muzzle flip and all this shit. I'm like, this is fucking 2023, bro. All that shit's normal additions to a Glock for like $500. You buy a Glock for $600, you spend another $500, and you have the most Gucci Glock on the planet with all that shit on it for max $1,000. And you're gonna try a $7,000 1911 or a 2011. You can go buy a 2011, a Staccato 2011 for like $1,500.
Sure.
You can get it all the way up. If you really want to spend a lot of money, we found some for like $4,000. That's still $3,000 cheaper than this John Wick Pit Viper or Viper or whatever the hell.
You can actually get it. The website for Terran Tactical says you can order the Pit Viper, but it's on back order and you won't get it till March 2024.
Yeah, have fun shooting your gun next year.
God forbid a blind Asian assassin comes between now and then. You're going to be screwed.
And this one's got a if we looked it up, it's a 1.75 to 2.2 pound trigger pull. That's too light. That's too freaking light, guys. If you have a 2.2 pound trigger, a 1.75 a 1.75 pound trigger, if you fart, you're gonna pull the trigger and that's going off.
So you pull it's like, oh, fuck.
That's too light of a trigger. In my opinion, that's just too light of a trigger. If the guys that are running like 2.2 pound triggers and really that light, it's like zero recoil, built out competition pistols that have like attached scopes on them, and they have literally zero recoil, shoot as fast as you want, and it's just da 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 da. Like, you don't want.
So you mean people like John Wick?
Yeah, but it's dangerously light. It's dangerously light.
That's true. That's true. But
You know,
again,
so-
it's for John Wick. So.
Yeah, but
You want the
I
full
promise
John Wick
you,
experience.
all the people that are buying that are not John Wick.
No, not at all.
So you do not need to be running a 1.75 pound trigger. I promise you, that's way too light. In my opinion, you run whatever you want. You shoot yourself in the leg if you want.
It's so sick.
I love how his slide's not moving at all. That's why you're paying $7,000. There's no slide on it. So there's no recoil at all. So first of all, his slide wasn't moving at all on that.
I was just watching the car. I didn't even see the gun.
Exactly. So I think they're getting away with it. He's literally just holding it, and he's pulling trigger, and the slide's not actuating at all. Which for John Wick, you think that they would have CGI'd that and fixed it. But that's just one issue. The second thing is, first of all, this is a badass scene. It's like Fast and the Furious meets
Yeah. That's my favorite scene. I love that scene.
I love that scene, but at the same time, as cool as John Wick looks in that scene, now that I rewatch it, how stupid do all those bad guys look sitting right in the middle? You have two cars that decided to park literally right next to each other, and then everyone gets out at the same time and stays right there. And we all just sit there while he circles around us shooting at us. And instead of, like, I don't know, moving, getting down, running,
He's like, oh, there
we
it goes.
just go,
Oh, there it goes.
until it's your turn to get shot. You're just on the ride.
I think they're all just so impressed at what he's doing. They're like, That's cool. Oh, there it goes again.
They're like, how does he have a gun with no recoil that doesn't even fire and is killing all of us?
Is that a pit viper?
Is that
Oh.
$7,000 on tearing tag? He's like, yeah, it is. I was like, I love what, like when John Wick goes into the church before he gets shot in the Russian church and gives up all 5 of his weapons on him.
Yeah.
But as soon as you hand him the pit viper, he's like, I'll die by one.
This is the one.
This is the one. I'll
is
never carry
the
another weapon system for the rest of my life.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
He goes to like, here, this pocket,
He's like,
this pocket,
choom,
this
choom,
pocket, this
choom,
pocket.
dumping all his guns, and then as soon as his dude hands him the Terran Tactical Ominous Dominus Pit Viper, it's like, he's like, there is no other gun.
He's like Highlander. There can only be one. Yeah.
You're John Wick, dude. Your floor is full of gold. You're rich. You can't have 2 Pit Vipers?
Nope.
Give me 3 of them bitches.
They're on back order. You can't get them.
And to be honest with you, I would only want one because how heavy it is. 2011s, 1911s. I mean, those are full metal, real deal platforms. They're heavy ass guns.
Yeah.
Especially you start adding optics on them and all the Gucci shit. I would want, you know, some lighter weight Glocks as some backups.
I'd prefer an aim point myself. Or a high point.
A high point?
Yeah, high point.
That's that real gangster in you, bro. I like that.
$199.
Hey, when you got less than $200 to spend, but you got to start clapping bodies, son.
You want your gun to look like a black stapler with a handle on it.
You want to bang hammers, but
But you're on a budget?
you're on a
You want to
Budweiser
bang
budget.
handles on a budget?
Are you an assassin
High
on a
point.
budget? You're like that entry-level assassin, bro. Like, you haven't killed anybody yet, but you real want to.
Witch.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can go to Walmart right now and get a high point. That shit for $195, you might be able to shoot
You
somebody.
pull the trigger, it might go
Yeah,
off.
it might go bang.
They're probably going to shoot like this.
Not only that, it's the ugliest gun
It's
ever
so
made, dude.
ugly.
Like, the handle's this thin, the slide's like this thick. It looks so goofy,
Oh
dude.
my God.
Abel was just like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
What's a gun?
My tattoo artist, he was doing one of my tattoos and he was like, oh yeah, I just started getting into pistols. I had to get something for the shop. I was like, oh, what'd you get? He was like, oh, I got a high point. And I was just like, I'm thinking it's like, we in trouble. Somebody comes in here.
Yeah,
we
I
in
hope
trouble.
no one comes in here because that high point's not going to work. Not only that, please don't shoot at my presence. I don't want to be associated with that. I'd rather try to hand fight. He pulls out a high point. He's like, no, man, someone might be videotaping this. I am not going to get rescued by a high point. Put that shit away.
Green Beret president while high.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you? That'd be the best marketing for them. It's like Green Beret
Green
kill
Beret-
somebody with a high point.
Green Beret saved. No, it'd be the tattoo artist saving our lives. Green Beret saved by high point.
He's just like,
We're just like, no, it wasn't.
No.
We didn't know. We didn't know what he had. Oh, damn it. Come on, Steve. I could have loaned you the money.
Oh, that's funny. Ah,
Yeah, bulletproof backpack.
that's sick.
Yo, that was dope.
That
dude.
was cool. I didn't realize the first time how he turned his back.
Yeah. So nobody comes in, and he turns his back. He's got a bulletproof backpack. Takes a couple of rounds to the backpack, and of course, Green Beret. I feel like every Green Beret has thought through the whole like bulletproof backpack for safety stuff, especially if you have kids. You want to. We're always kind of low key chewing on that,
Yeah.
hoping it like a good idea comes, because the backpacks are kind of shitty, right? Like right now, you have to take the backpack off and loop it around your arms and carry it on the front, which isn't a bad option, but it's not great. And then for him, he essentially just blew that out of the water for me because he's got 2 thumb tabs that pull up out of his backpack over top to become his vest, and then
Yeah.
he's got his pistol and extra mags already attached to
It's like
it.
this awesome like rapid deployment protection
Yeah.
and reload like thing that he's got going
Sick,
on.
dude.
That's cool.
And
That's
you know,
clever.
Yeah, it's super clever. It's super like practical. It's just a really smart way to go about it, from having a backpack on to being able to pull it out. I would assume that there would be a little issue with pulling it and having the backpack just pull up. I would think that you would need a waistband or some kind of cummerbund to hold it tight.
Yeah, maybe.
So when you pull on it,
especially with the guns on it, it could snag. But
Yeah.
hey, if it's a real product, let us know.
yeah, because
Put it
I'm
in the
pretty
comments.
sure
I'd
that,
like to check it out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they didn't put that in there unless it was either a prototype or somebody's real product.
And probably Terran Tactical for $4,000. $4,000 backpack.
Yeah, 50 grand for like the 2 celebrities he knows.
And you can get the full John Wick get up for $150,000.
Yeah, so for only $2 million, you can be John Wick without any of the skill. So I just thought that was really cool backpack setup. And then also his lever action. We looked that up, and that thing was like a custom lever action that
It's a Marlin 1894.
1894 that they custom made for this movie only. And if you look at that lever action, it's got a AR-15 floating. What's the hand guard? The floating guard. Mm-hmm. So it's got like an AR-15 guard on it. It's got a compensator on it, a short barrel. I mean, it's just so sick.
Yeah, it's got a pistol grip, I think,
I
right?
think it had a pistol grip. It's to make it super compact.
It's such a off-the-wall and unique weapon system.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, love.
Yeah. And we were trying to find out what caliber it is, but there's multiple calibers I guess you can get with them.
If you guys play Call of Duty, I'm kind of nerding out here a little bit, but a lot of that weapon system is clearly pulling inspiration from Call of Duty. So the lever action, there's a lever action in Call of Duty where you could short barrel it just like that. And then also the fire shotgun. If you guys play Call of Duty, I'm nerding out a little bit. Everybody knows the fire shotgun, and that's coming up. So tell me they didn't rip off just straight up Call of Duty.
Maybe,
which I would have too, because, I mean, it's the most expensive game on the planet. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's the most real,
Expensive game?
Not to play, to make.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most realistic and one of the most expensive games ever made. It's so badass.
I loved Call of Duty before the military. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was my jam.
Mm-hmm.
I played that for years. There's like 3 other Call of Duties, and I was still playing Modern Warfare 2.
Well, now it's Modern Warfare 2 again.
Yeah, they did it again. Yeah, it's classic. I love Call of Duty.
Some 2 awesome guns from it. One is a lever action that you could one-shot people with, and then the other one is the fire shotgun that just decimates people at close range. It's a semi-auto Bryson fire shotgun.
Ooh.
And then all of a sudden I saw it in the scenes coming up, and I was like, it's like, I'm a nerd now. I gotta calm down. I never used to play video games, but lately it's been a kind of a stress reliever for me.
To the face!
Dude. Whoa!
Jesus. If I saw that, I'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Like,
running, dude.
these people keep coming, though. This scene is so sick.
So dope. All right, we had to pause it because we can't just watch the whole scene, because we can only show 30-second clips. But if you love firearms at all, this scene has everything you could ever want.
It's awesome. It's so it's outlandish but realistic at the same time.
It's so sick. You were talking about it. It looks like CQB and Special Operations from the catwalk.
Yeah.
That's like how our shoot houses are set up, is with the no roof, and then we have the catwalks over, so you can watch people flow through and do CQB. And then to see the rounds going through the wall, kind of following him, just like it would through drywall, to see the shotgun with the incendiary rounds on it, it just blows my mind. Cool. Yeah. It just looks so badass.
I think whoever set up this scene is a genius. And I feel like that throughout this entire movie. Like the cinematography on this film is incredible. I love it.
If you're a firearms enthusiast at all whatsoever, John Wick 4 gives you everything you could possibly want.
I think it's awesome because you got people like Abel, who's not a firearms enthusiast, but he likes movies and videography and stuff. He's just like, oh, this shot is amazing. Look at the lighting on this. Yeah. Like, I don't give a damn about the lighting. It looks cool, but
as soon as
it's something for everyone in this movie.
Yeah, as soon as you bust out that fire shotgun, I was like, it's so dope. And the way it looks on camera in a movie is like, I guarantee people are going to see this and just be like, we need that in our movie. We need that in our movie. And it's going to be replicated, but they were the ones that do it first.
Yep.
And it's sick, dude. This movie has everything you want. If you like action movies and shoot 'em up movies, I think this is one of the best ever done.
Oh, the whole John Wick series. If you like shoot 'em up movies, That's
but
it.
this one tops
This
the
one for
cake
sure,
for
yeah.
all of them. I think
They like threw everything at this
Yeah.
movie.
they made it.
Like if we're going out with a bang.
Oh,
He did.
and John Wick committed suicide.
He's done.
Is it-
I don't care who you are.
That's death number 3. But that one for sure, he just committed
That's
suicide.
the most blatant death there is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's like-
100% suicide.
You could almost get away with someone jumping from too high to survive and landing like in the center of the car, because you think that the roof would like break your impact.
it'll
a little
give
bit.
a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, but he lands on the apex, the strongest
And-
part of
and
the car.
dents the out of it
Yeah,
too.
like I mean that's the structural point to protect you from a car accident, and his spine hit it.
This guy's back
Is broken.
And through this entire movie, that one time in the nightclub when he split that pole backwards,
Yeah.
like in every movie he does something like this. Like there's no way he has any discs or vertebrae or anything left in his back.
Yo,
like, that
he's
is just shattered.
Mike Tyson spinal. That
Hurt my
shit's
back.
broken.
What do you mean? Spinal.
Spinal. My back is broken. That's what just happened to him. His back is broken.
This guy's done, and there's no way he's getting up.
No. I'm like, he's eating soup for the rest of his life if he survived that fall. Like, it's a wrap, my guy.
He's peeing in a bag.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing working.
Ugh. Oh, the third set, dude. The third set. Oh, my God.
Just lost every bit of ground he gained.
Just when you think that's enough, he hits a pole and goes down another
He
set.
splits his back again.
And another set. And another set.
It's almost comical at this point.
Dude, it's ridiculous. My guy just cleared more stairs than Tony Hawk and his entire career, bro. Yo, he just rolled down 500 stairs.
My God.
He
man.
said, it was like watching a reel on Instagram and not realizing that it looped on you. And you're like, wait a minute, is this the same one? He just kept going
This-
and
yeah.
going and going. It's like he broke his back for the 17th time.
As Mike Tyson conspiracy.
Yes.
He's like, I don't know, man. I fell down the stairs and like I never walk again, man. It's my spine. C1 through 50, man. I need a backyard.
Cervical.
I need to get surgery, man. That's what they told me. But I hit like a fucking thunder bee, bruh.
Thunderbeat. I hit like a thunderbee. That's the new
Strike
shit.
like thunder, man. Hit like a bee. Sting. Ouch. Ooh, ow. That shit hurt, man. Ah,
That's the wrong.
that's still stinging, man. It's stinging, man. But I ducked it.
What's a
For those who cling to life, die.
He's like, I don't know what that means.
Oh, he's like, I'm clinging to life right now.
Yeah.
I want John to win.
Fire!
See how John reacts before he does?
Yeah.
But doesn't shoot.
I love it. When I watched the whole ending scene, I knew, like, obviously they're skilled shooters, such trained marksmen, that both of us knew that they're shooting unvital locations,
Yeah.
non-vital locations.
That was easy headshot for even the blind man.
Right. The blind man is clearly less blind than 2020 vision, because I'm pretty sure he's Daredevil and he could just see wavelengths and because he always knows where
Well,
to
the one
shoot.
card scene, he's like, 4 nines. In the
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, how did
Wait,
he
what?
do that? What, they got Braille on those cards? How did you know? Oh, and another point is during that card scene, I'm pretty sure John Wick was counting cards.
Like Rain Man. Rain Man did it, and he was a retard.
That's the highlight. You really are hitting all of
You
them.
can't, say,
can't
that.
say that.
You can't say that.
I can't say that.
I don't think you know I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm firing all of it.
All righty.
Abel, I can't get canceled, okay?
Yeah, what would happen?
I don't know.
Nothing. So I think that was a badass way to end the movie. I
Yeah.
loved it. The duel of all things. Like, you can't hunt down John Wick. He has to choose to come to you. He has to choose They had to put rules on John Wick in order to get him to die.
For sure, yeah.
They can't say, I'm going to kill you.
They've put hits out on this guy how many times now?
Over and over. Money's
how many
not enough.
hundreds or thousands of people does he have to kill?
Yeah, and how many millions of dollars were promised
Yeah.
for anyone that can kill him? You can't do it. You can't kill John Wick.
He's the
so
Baba
the
Yaga.
only way to do it is to put him in a rule set that's so refined that it's like unescapable, and then also make a moral dilemma for the guy's daughter, and he has nothing to live for, so he doesn't want to kill the man, and then his daughter then gets killed by these people. So it's just like, you can't win. And then at the end of that, he still wins because he gets his way.
Yeah.
He shoots the guy in the face.
He kills the guy. For me, it's like John Wick doesn't die until he wants to die.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've seen him die what should have killed him numerous times. He didn't die.
Yeah, he's got a broken back.
Here, he's like, you know what? I've wrapped everything up. Forrest Gump, I'm tired. I think I'll go home now. And goes home.
That is how they end it. He's like, I think I'll go home now. He starts just running back. he just succeeds. He's like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
I can't fight anymore.
Done.
I'm tired of falling off fifth-story balconies, and I'd rather just slowly bleed out on this stairwell.
Right, yeah.
And you know, the funny thing is he sits down to die, and I was like, where's your boy, man? Like, you just saved his entire business. You just saved his life. You just gave him back everything that he lost. And he can't even, like, kick it with you as you bleed out on the sidewalk?
Well, you just asked him to take you home, too.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll take you home.
I'll take you home. Loser.
I'm out.
And he just dips out on his ass, leaves him to die. And, like, what the f, bro? Like, I had one request. Yeah. We were at a car show, Cars and Coffee, and all this like little 12-year-old girl just walks past us, looks at a car and goes, and we're just like, gosh, damn.
I feel bad for the owner of that car right now. Like, I feel like I need to defend your honor.
Like, she did it so harshly that all I could think of was like, your parents.
Yeah.
Like, who's letting you walk
raised
around?
you?
Yeah, who raised you? It'd be so disrespectful, but it was such a burn. Like, I was like, man.
You imagine
Yeah.
something you're so proud of, and a little kid just walks
says-
up and shits all over it.
Like, she wasn't even talking or being obnoxious. She didn't say a word. Looks at this car and was so offended by how shitty it was. And it's a car show.
And
It's
it wasn't even like the guy was sitting there revving it up, calling
No,
attention
it's
to
just a
it.
car
She
sitting
picked it
there.
out and was like, fucking the shit on you.
She hated that car more than a 12-year-old should hate anything in their lives. It was hard to watch.
That kid's got a
If
rough
she was
future.
pointing at Abel's car when she did that, I wouldn't have rode home in it. I would have been like, I can't ride in that. Yeah, I'm
You
like,
gotta call an Uber.
yeah,
What just happened?
I'll ride the bus before I ride in that car again, because that's the dumbest thing that's ever
It was like,
existed.
look, the GT500 for sale, guys.
Yeah.
Just bought it, but it's for sale.
That 12-year-old girl changed our minds on whatever she pointed at and said, no, that wasn't cool. And we were like, she's right. You can't have that much conviction and be wrong.
That's funny. What a tangent.
All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that episode, and we'll see you on the next one.